We haven't been doing as many videos as we promised to do. We've been trying to play catch up from all the sales towards the end of last year. We had a big backlog, so we've been very busy. Now it's starting to see the light through the trees, so it's time to come back to the public light and to help everybody out with making good energy decisions, hopefully. So one of the things that I've noticed is there's still tons of advertising out there trying to get people into calling in and giving their information online and Facebook and social media. You'll see tons and tons of ads, including ours. The one difference though is most of the other advertising that you're seeing is just data collection. It's just collecting your personal information and noting that you're interested in renewable energy or solar, and then selling your information to one or more companies so that they'll give you a call. Okay, so it's really just a data collection thing, and they know that there's a high interest and there's a high value in personal information for people interested in solar, because there are so many solar companies out there and they're all competing. So it's who pays them for that information the most and the quickest gets your information. Which leads into something that we've not been talking about for a long time. I started doing this the turn of the century. Sounds like a long time, but it's really only 20 years. And incorporated 3 years later because I started to see the future, right? Started to see what was gonna be a trend, right? And it was already starting to be a trend, even though I was one of the pioneers. It wasn't really growing, but I knew that it would. I knew that it was gonna start to gain momentum. So one of the reasons, actually the main reason I'm in this business at all, is because I couldn't find somebody that I could hire to install a system for a relative of mine. Not that I would trust, not that I would want to do the work. And so that's how I got into this business. One of the things, and this is tooting my own horn, but I left other construction industry sectors to get into this once it started to pick up, say around 2006, 2007, when the tax credit came in. And I had a lot of those customers in the other construction fields that were actually upset with me for not continuing to do work for them. And that goes towards my work ethic, which I translate into this company, of which is not just me. It's more than a dozen individuals, and hopefully growing soon into more if we can maintain the level of quality and customer service that we're known for. And this is all to lead into the whole purpose of why Solar Ray, the initial inception and purpose as to why we're in business, and some of the reason that I argue with my sales reps even on occasion. We are not in the business of selling solar systems. We're in the business of serving our community, which hopefully expands beyond what our current service area is. But our business is serving our community in making a transition into renewable energy. It's not just to make money, all right? Otherwise, we wouldn't pass on some customers. We pass on a lot of people that inquire with us because they bought into all this advertising hype that other companies will end up getting that business. But we pass on that because we don't want to sell somebody something that isn't going to be as advertised 2 years down the line or 5 years down the line. We don't want to get into equipment and products and hype that is designed solely to get you to sign on the bottom line, even though a lot of this product has very well respected and very cherished names associated with it. and other products that are offered by these manufacturers and companies may or may not be high quality, and in fact the products that they're selling in the solar industry might be high quality. However, they're wildly overhyped. In fact, there's a very large and very popular car maker that is selling and pushing product in this industry, and we were actually approached, and my response was, yes, we'd love to have your product because it's so popular. One caveat is that I have to have the freedom to publicly and both one-on-one, my sales reps with the customer has to be able to definitely and in concrete describe the capabilities and limitations of the product. And I never heard another thing, okay? So our purpose for business is not solely to make sales. Now, we're not in business if we don't make sales. However, we count on word of mouth, we do open houses, we do these informative videos in order to garner our share of the market and also to hopefully gain and help otherwise misinformed or maybe people going down the garden path. That's an Irish saying, that being led down the garden path, because isn't that such a nice thing to be led down the garden path? But it's usually this very nice and your life is going to be wonderful and everything's rosy and everything else like that, right until they get you down to the rocky stream and then abandon you. Okay, so so just be careful of that. So we're only really in the business of selling what our customers need. Battery systems, we are actual experts in designing and installing battery-based systems. In fact, this video is being produced on a battery-based system that is completely off-grid. In fact, all of our videos are produced on a battery-based system that's completely off-grid. This whole room is completely off-grid. There's no outside support. I probably have been certified in designing and installing battery-based systems, specifically battery-based systems, which takes a lot more than you'd think to design properly to make sure it works. Than anybody in the state. I would bet my reputation on it, okay? And if someone wants to challenge me on that, then go ahead, I'd love to. In fact, I'll give you $500 if you're in Florida and you have more, and we'll make a video and you can sit right down here next to me. You can be a competitor, and if you have more training and more certifications and have more successful battery systems installed than I do, you can sit down right here and I'll hand you the check and I'll say congratulations, okay? But that's not the case. So, and most people don't need a battery system, okay? And if you do need a battery system, we can help you with that. It's not a cookie cutter thing. It's not something that my sales guys, in fact, I don't authorize my sales guys to go out and sign a contract for a battery system without me completely analyzing everything that they've got, and also me making a personal review of all the information that they have, and also contact with the customer, so that we have a complete understanding as to what the expectations are and what the needs are. So, having said that, we also only install equipment and product that has proven itself to be valuable over time and also durable over time, easily serviceable, and from manufacturers that don't change their design parameters every 2 years or every 3 years, but keep a basic design parameter for up to 5 years, and that ensures that they are going to have backstock on parts even when they do change their models. So they're still going to have support for the older product, so that if we have somebody that's 10, 12, 15 years down the line and the offerings from that manufacturer don't resemble what's available at all, in the least, as to what is currently available, we know that we'll still be able to get replacement parts and be able to service the equipment. Please, 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 anybody that this is reaching and anybody that's suffered through until this point, leave comments below, ask questions. We really want to serve the community. And you can own a system from another company. You have questions, please reach out to us. We're not going to poo-poo your system. In fact, you can go through all of our stuff. We do talk about equipment, we do talk about manufacturers, but we don't talk about our competition unless they're ripping people off openly. And we'll expose that. We will do that. But if you have something, don't feel ashamed if you did get taken, or there are companies that have gone out of business recently. If you have questions, if you're just inquisitive, you can ask questions, and it gives us ideas so that we can inform the public better in the future. And we're also answering questions with, was it Renewable Nation? So they're a national organization that is just have an open format for questions and answers in the industry. So please buy a system from us, but by all means, ask questions, be inquisitive, and then check on our answers also. I mean, don't just take our word for it, but when you do, don't go by advertising, don't go by marketing, don't go by popular opinion or first page Google or anything that has an ad icon on it. We pay for all that stuff as well, but we have to, because we have to compete. Otherwise, we just disappear, and our customers don't want us to disappear, I guarantee it. All right, Michael Brown, Solar Ray, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful week.